Good evening. It is October 27th, 2008, Monday. And tonight's going to be short. I say that, but almost every time I've thought that to myself, I've ended up with a 5 minute and 60 second, or 5 minutes 59 second video that I have to trim down and doesn't have anything left to trim out. Anyways, still not certain. I'm glad that you're passionate. I'm glad that you've decided one way or the other. Listening to your summary was useful. I liked your description of Sarah Palin kicking herself in the instead of pulling one foot out and putting the other in. Of your examples, one of the things I ran across on PolitiFacts was talking about your example about her firing the librarian and whatnot. The situation with trying to ban the books was she did give a letter of you were fired letter, but rescinded it the next day kind of thing. So it was similar to the story you heard, but not quite. There were enough other ones on there that she did screw up it with. Anyways, I find it funny though that I ran across the story you were talking about. Didn't read anything about Biden yet. I think the big one that comes down for me is all the people involved in this election, all the people who are trying to get elected, are career politicians. And I've been finding myself lately having trouble trusting them as far as I could throw them, and helping to put somebody I don't trust into office, an office that has something to do with laws, that has something to do with running the country, that has something to do with helping represent us to the rest of the world, gives me an uneasy feeling. And the way our political system is set up currently, I don't really have a choice other than the career politicians, but I guess in the back of my head that's what I'm holding out for, is something other than what I've been seeing. Of the candidates that we currently have, I think I have less problems with Obama than I do with McCain. I like McCain, I think, only on his stance on abortion. That I'm not really pro-choice or pro-life. If a woman wants to go and have an abortion, then she should have the option to be able to go do that. But I prefer, from my religious beliefs, that that's murder. That she's killing a life. But I'd also rather have the child come to term and be adopted by somebody else. Because if a woman's forced to keep the child, I mean, many women feel very, very negatively about a child that they weren't planning on. But making abortions illegal doesn't solve the problem. The problem needs to be solved at another level. The government should, in my opinion, be the one trying to do it. But that's what our society keeps leaning to, is make it illegal. No, make it all legal. That's not the answer. And for your comment about not making it all political, politics always makes for an interesting conversation, because very few people are not opinionated in some form or fashion about politics. And I'm finding the older I get, the more I detest the stupid games that most politicians have to play to become elected to do an office, to do a job. Sometimes I think that I should run for office just because I detest the whole thing so much. But I'm certain I wouldn't get very far. because I wouldn't mince words with some of these people when they come up and say, "Here, do this and we'll do this for you." It's like, no. I keep thinking there's gotta be a way to reform the whole system. But the whole system to be reformed means that the people have to do it, because the politicians are not going to vote themselves to not be able to have another raise. The politicians are not going to remove some of the benefits that they've given themselves. And some of the choices that need to be made, some of the things that we need to have done by our government, are going to make anybody who suggests them not get elected again. And the trick on that is, if you're going to not get elected again, you still have to get the other people who might get elected again to work with you, which would mean they're not going to get elected again, which would ruin their career. Mind you, I don't see why some of these politicians think that that's such a bad thing. Currently, they'll get paid the same for the next 15... No, they'll get paid until they pass on the same amount they get paid currently if they've been there for, I think it's like 2 terms in the Senate or something stupid like that. You only have to be there 6 years or 4 years, or I don't know how short a time period. It's not very long, to get a retirement package better than any other in the United States except for the top executives. I'm ranting about our political system, aren't I? I'm well over 4 minutes. Hope you had a good weekend. See you tomorrow.